Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and today chess pieces like rooks and knights and pawns started showing up on different places in the game. So we have 24 in the Nether, 5 from Court of Blades, 11 in other places which are including EDZ, Europa, the Tower, and Eris's apartment. You've also got some that you'll get from the Drifter, but that's the last step. I'll show you that at the end. You've got secrets within the Nether. I'll give you examples of those, but basically it's like following the Toland light ball, or if you can take the little Ravenous thrall, take him to the little pile of worms, turn him into an acolyte, take him to the little pile of worms, turn him into a knight and kill him. It's those kind of secrets. I've got a few examples I'll put later on. And then there are pieces that you're going to get from Path of Ambition and Path of Resolve. Basically what these are the things that drop that occasionally you'll pick up, like on Resolute, it's the things that you shoot, they break into 3 and they give you a little reputation. On Ambitious, it's the things that drop and you consume them. And those are the ones that you get. You get 3 of those. Like Resolute did all 3 instantly because there's 3 pieces. Ambitious, it was 3 consumables that I had to do. So just while you're going through all these runs, mostly in the Nether or Court of Blades or something, make sure you switch at some point between Resolute and Ambitious. This one won't be that hard. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through all the Nether locations, the Court of Blades, the off-world locations, and then give you a couple examples of secrets. I probably will show you a little clip of this, and then I'll show you the ending. Timestamps should be all the way through for what you need. Each location should be a start to finish. You should be able to follow along, and hopefully this helps you. So I will see you towards the end as we wrap this up. All right, for the 5 pieces within the Mausoleum, I am here in the highest point. I don't know, you enter down there, so whether it's the back, but the boss is on the other side. Either way, from up here, we've got one that's like perched up high. So if you want to work your way on top of this area right here, and then just kind of walk your way over. A bit of a precarious little walk. You can kind of find a way to get yourself across this edge. Eventually, you'll see it pop up on your radar, and it is tucked right up here. Now, I did pick up all the other ones, but I want to do this in one take, so I don't have the rest of them still in here, but I will show you where all of them are. So that's the first one. Now we're going to head towards the boss spawning area. They're all pretty close together up here, so it's not too bad. One of them is down by the boss as well. So I am not going to get to the boss fight yet. Once you get to here, one is going to be directly below us, like kind of right by that tentacle. One's over on that platform, one's just behind it, and one's way down below. So my advice is fall onto this kind of black colored tentacle here, and then we're going to fall slightly down below onto this right here. And you should find the chest piece right over here. So this one should be a knight right here, if I remember correctly. And then from here, if you want to come back outside, work your way up. And if you fall, no big deal. Just get yourself back up to this level. And then we're going to head towards what I would consider kind of the starting location. If you start directly in here, I think you actually start on this platform. You should have one sitting right back here. I think this one's a knight as well. So just truly right behind the platform. And then if you come over here to the right, in between these two in this little crevice, you should have a pawn down here. And then if you come down to the bottom area, behind where the ogre would spawn, so even farther back than like the normal boss arena, you've got to go a little extra. So about here, you would see it actually show up on your radar. Come up here, and it's between these 2 rocks right here. So it would be sitting right here. So that is your 5 for the Mausoleum. All right, for the Hall of Souls, I found like 6, so we're going to count them as we go through, but there's quite a few in here. It may not be the smoothest order, but I'll try and show you. So from what I would kind of consider a starting location, if you're wondering a point of reference, I'm looking from here, from this little platform. You can look down the Court of Oryx hallway where the statues are. I am tucked over here. If you're facing towards the Court of Oryx, you're going to go to like your 10 o'clock to kind of head up over here. So from here, the reason I'm starting here is because we've got one right up on this platform. So if I just jump over here to the side, usually climb up here and then get up here. So we've got one up here. That's a knight. Now if we fall down, I'm going to come right back where I was, but before we do, we're going to hop up on this one for kind of number 2. I'll hop up here, and then I would hop kind of on these little short kind of spines on this cylinder, and then you can get up top. Here's number 2. Now I'm going to fall back down and go back outside because we're going to go in this little underneath area. Down through here, you can actually find one. The reason I'm not crouching is I have those slides on, so it gets a little crazy. So if you crouch down here, as you're heading towards kind of the double chest area. Lower chest is here. Upper chest is up here with the right up above the lower chest that's kind of not tucked in its own little hallway. Yeah, you can go down there for one. This is the standard chest. Chest piece is up here. So far we've had 3 that we've got spawned. I'm going to keep going through just to kind of get a nice little exit here. Continue through the tunnel. Alright, so once you get outside this area, we're actually going to go right over here. You can jump up on this ledge. This is where the Ravenous worm guy ends up. I did actually get a chest piece to spawn from that as well. So if you go Thrall, Acolyte, Knight, kill the Knight here, that did give me one. I have no idea where we're going to get all these things. So we've got this one down here, though, right underneath kind of the Knight point. So that's our first bishop symbol. I want to take a quick screenshot of that. Alright, so from here, we're going to rotate in. In this room, you're going to notice I've got the wizards here in the middle. I've got this little angled platform through here. And if you come over here to the left-hand side, tucked in this little corner, we're going to have another one right in here. So the bishop underneath was the 4th one. This is going to be the 5th one. I think there's actually 7 in here. Oh, this is conversion. Alright, so now we're going to go past the wizards. I'm just leaving them there so I don't have to fight the boss and so I don't end my run. I haven't found any out here yet, but we do have one up in the middle, way up on the platforms, but there's still an additional one as well. If you come to the Court of Oryx area, I have found one by one of the statues. These things are a little ridiculous looking, but right here you've got the 6 statues facing towards the court. Tuck right over here. You're going to have this one right behind here. Notice this is a 2 shaded one as well. It's going to be another one for conversion. And then, if we go up on top of all the way up, so we're going hidden platform, full jumping sequence to the very top, like way up there. And we're gonna, oh, barely survived that jump. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna work our way up. Gotta find our platforms. They take a minute to find. And we whiffed. All right, sorry about that. I'll just leave this in for now. You guys can see kind of the way I do this and maybe how to not fail. Normally it's not that bad, but struggling right now apparently. And again, if there are secrets like the Acolyte or the Thrall to the Acolyte to the Knight, that one, if that secret's around, you probably should do that. Just because you might have to rotate through all of those if they're all involved. I don't know if those are the case, but if you're in an area and there's one of those secrets, whether it's the Cabal thing in the Mausoleum, for example, where you shoot the 4 hanging Cabal and you eventually get to that, like, same principle there. That would be a secret as well. So those, I think, are dropping pieces because I've got a couple of them so far. By doing something besides just the normal stuff I'm doing here. So finally up here, we're going to run all the way up and get a broken one for deletion. So that's 7 in this area, and I've seen 5, I think, in one and 4 in another. So I'm not entirely sure on the math, but that is 7 different locations in the Hall of Souls. Hopefully that's all of them. Alright, so for the chess pieces on the Trenchway, we've got 5 total from your kind of starting location, landing location here. One of them, if you just kind of look over to the right, it's going to be right down here. all the way down here to kind of this little bottom. You may have actually used this as an exit previously, so that is one thing. But usually this is a starting location for most of us around here, so this should look pretty familiar from here. Boss is in the middle, and from here you're going to want to run straight forward. We'll grab this one while we're here. And it's over here in the corner. So if you see the Cabal body, keep going up this little mini hill where it's just kind of out of line of sight, tucked up here in the back. And then we're going to run all the way down the right, to the right of this area, but basically all the way around the outside edge of the ship. And then we'll go inside and I'll show you where those two are. So all the way to the other side, this thing is just underneath. There's a place you can land that I didn't even know existed. It's kind of one of those where, you know, until a secret is there, you don't even know the geometry exists. All the way down. All the way down. And again, I've cleared out everything, so if it gets to be a little chaotic for you, kill the enemies first. And you'll notice on my radar, it is down below. So you almost want to go to this side. It's easier to make sure you can get there. And it's just barely down here on this ledge, right here. Almost a ledge that does not exist. And then nice little jump back up to the top. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh. Well, if you die, no big deal. I made that jump on my previous test run through. And it's going to make me do it. Well. I guess if you can land on this thing, you can make it a little easier. Okay, so that's the 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. Also a little spread out. For them, there only being 5 on this one, it really is probably one of the most spread out areas for chess pieces. But you kind of figured that. Alright, so one of them is going to be across the kind of secret jumping corner that we've got over here. Also, if you're in this region, make sure you check for the secret ogre. I'll point that out because we're going to go pretty much right next to it. Yeah, by where the solar crystal is over there, which I haven't activated yet, but it's right over here. You'll have your secret platforms where you can kind of jump across to that room up across the way. If you activate this one, you can jump up here, here, all the way up. And then usually I just try to like line up that door. I know where I'm going to be looking. Usually can make that jump though. And then the chest piece for here, outside of the chests that are around, is actually tucked back in this corner. There we go. Just want to pick up the chest piece for now. And then the final one for here is going to be where the secret ogre spawns. If you come out here, I've never actually gone off of that platform. I'm not entirely sure what's over there, but don't need it right now. So yeah, it's all the way down here, the little platform where you can spawn an ogre. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll have the secrets shown later. It's basically you activate the 3 little fire pillars and then an ogre spawns, and that's considered one of the secrets. And again, you need to do 9 of those. So if you come through here multiple times looking for all of the chess pieces for any reason, the more of the secrets that you do, the easier you're just going to knock those out. So whether you see a Toland ball, ogre is something you can repeat multiple times, but it's this one. You activate this and those 2 on either side and you'll spawn an ogre. But I've got that recorded already, so I don't need to do it again right now. It's not always active, but it's active pretty often. Your chess piece is going to be over here on the left. And that should actually be most of them now. So I don't know the order I'm going to put these in the video, but I'll try and do this one last. Coming here for secrets, you should have 23 of 24. Apparently I'm missing 1 somewhere, so I got to go track that one down. But again, Court of Blades, I'll show you guys next. And then the pieces off the Dreadnought, I'll keep working through these. But that is all 5 that are in the Trenchway. Alright, so like the Hall of Souls, the Founts actually has 7 of these chess pieces. Chess, not chest. Don't know why I keep feeling like those sound the same. So, from the big spinny thing as a point of reference, first thing we're going to do is we are going to go left. We are going to jump through this little doorway. And you'll notice you're going the right direction because one of these lower ones looks like a door. You're just going to jump straight up here. I picked most of them up already, so I just have to trust me that they're here. And this one should be a rook that sits right there. And we're going to drop down. And from here, we're going to go across, but then we're going to go underneath, kind of like the back under corner of the room over here. And then where this hidden chest typically will have an icon, if you got your ghost on, you'll have a chest piece that is behind it. So even if you got to really crouch, but it's going to be right back here. I think that one's a bishop, if I remember right. Could be wrong, could be a pawn. Then we're going to come back up into the middle section. And we're going to look for a couple of these guys in the middle. And they're going to be up on tentacles. So from the rotator in the middle, my advice is to just try and get some height however you can. What worked for me was jumping to the left tentacle because I think we had to do that before. So it's a pretty big target up here. Usually find something to land on. I say that as I fail. I'll leave the fail in for you. Why not? Yes. Try and find something substantial to land on. And then work your way up a little bit. If you can get onto this one, it's kind of easy to jump across. And what we're trying to do is to get on that bubble up there. Right here. And then up here, you'll find one right up there. And then if you stay elevated, perk of my hunter occasionally working for me. What you can do is just kind of follow this all the way over. And if you can try and stay elevated, what you want to do is just jump around and get right about here. It's going to be sitting right here in the back. Now, if you're wondering how to get here from down below, it's still doable. Just fall down here. Just kind of wedge yourself up in this little corner. And just kind of, if you got to jump away a little bit so you can kind of land up here, either way, you'll be able to get up. So there's that. And then, if we go down here, you're going to have two on this side. Don't mind that. That's a weird glitch from the boss. One's going to be tucked right around this corner. And then, if you go to the left over here, you'll have where another kind of secret tucked away chest is over here. And you'll have another chest piece here. And then the final one, that's all the nether pieces, so I finally found all of those. Easiest way I've found is like you see the big tentacle here, you got the portal in the back. I'm going to run straight across. But this is the boss bridge. And if you get into this room, it looks similar to one of the early ones, but you'll notice it's got a connection to a bit more of a bluer room, and this is also one of the ways you can enter the Founts. This is actually more the starting zone. From here, you're going to count 1, and then 2, and it's actually just going to be right up on top, right up here. So that is all 7 for the Founts. So in the EDZ, we have 2 chest pieces. One is going to be down here in the Winding Cove where I'm at. The other is going to be up here in the sludge towards the, like, dark forest area. So if you land in the Winding Cove, we're just going to go up where you see Sir Mushroom. It's just on that cliff up there. I'm trying to drive up there pretty quick to show you guys this one. I think they're both knights in the EDZ, so don't know if that really matters, but here's one. And then we're going to go to the sludge real quick. Hopefully it loads quickly. So from the landing zone in the sludge, jump on your sparrow as well. We're going to tuck over here to this right-hand side area. See, I'm not the only one going this direction. You don't even have to go into the portal. All you do is just get near it, and we're going to have the chest piece right kind of on the edge of the rift wool that you'll see on the ground. As you walk up and you kind of see this thing, no need to mess with that, just right here by its side, here is the other one. So that's everything in the EDZ. All right, so in Eris's apartment, we have 4 chess pieces. As soon as you load in, you kind of start in this hallway close to her apartment, but I'm going to backtrack a little bit just to show you them all in sequence. If we come down here and then come down here, so you'll have the door that will take you to the exit. So turn around, we're going to start from here. One of them is over here on this little table. Come on up, we'll get the next one. And what you need to do is from here, you actually have to turn to the right, hop over the little railing. It's tucked up here in the dark. This is number 2. The other 2 are very, very obvious. When you get here into her apartment, you can't miss them, but I'll at least show you where they are. One right here on the table. And then another one over here by the statue. That's all 4 chess pieces in Eris's flat. All right, within the tower, we have 3 pieces. We're going to start down here at the annex because the Drifter has 1. The one in Zavala's office, and then there's one in, like, the secret room through the tunnels. So for the Drifter, just go off to the left over here, down on the shelf. You're going to find a rook. I'm going to grab a quick picture of that one. Then, as you come all the way back up, we're going to go to Zavala's office, which is going to be kind of the transition between these 2 areas. You go down the lift. But I figure I'll show you guys on one run, so this video may be a smidge longer, but if you've never been to Zavala's office, maybe you don't know how to get there. If you have been, then you can go there. Alright. So when you get to the little catwalk section, right before you get to all the vault and the gunsmith and everything, we're going to go all the way to the bottom floor. It's kind of on the top of Zavala's bookshelf. Takes a minute to get up here. And if you have to ride the lift down, it can take a second. Alright, should be on the bottom floor. So there's 2 floors to the lift, should be on the bottom. Come over here. And here is Zavala's office. We're going to go up this little bookshelf. Easiest thing I found to do is just kind of step up here and crouch, and you should be able to grab the pawn. And head back up, and now we're going to go into the hangar. Alright, so take the lift from the bottom to the top. Make your life a little easier as opposed to what I just did. And we're going to head to the hangar.
Do you have something for
You
me,
can
Doc?
do a little bit of jumping to probably skip 1 or 2 of these steps, but I'm just going to do the easiest way that I know I can show you. Alright, so once you get in the hangar, we're going to head quickly to the right up onto the staircase so we can get elevated up high. Right through here. And then we're just going to take this pretty much all the way around with 1 little jump in the middle to skip a gap.
Never thought I'd say it, but I missed the reef.
You can probably hop up on something to get up here, but once you're up here, you're going to get out here on these pipes, jump across here, run up this direction through the pipe, and then once you're in this little secret office area, you'll find the 3rd piece. Right over here on the bar top. There you go. That's the 3 in the tower. Alright, so we're going to have 2 pieces on Europa. One is in Bray Exoscience. I'll kind of show the whole direction there. But down here in the Beyond, so if you load in next to Elsie over here, where I'm at right now, all you're going to do is kind of face her and her structure, go to the right of her up on this little raised plateau, and you'll find one of them up here. It's going to be one of those split ones called Conversion. So we'll see what that means. And then I'm going to go up to Karen's Crossing, and we're going to head towards Cadmus Ridge. All right, this one is going to be a little bit longer. We're going to go to Cadmus Ridge. We're going to go in Bray Exoscience all the way down to where the big giant head is. If you know how to get there, you can skip to the next one on the timestamp, or you can drive along. I try not to speed up the coverage when I do this. I know some people will make stuff go a little faster, but if you want to drive along at the same pace, it might help you just to be able to keep up. But it is going to be a long one down in here, so this one is a long journey to one little pickup, but we will get there. Actually, I haven't seen where it is, but since I'm driving there anyway, we can find it together. I'm very curious what all of this leads to, because as I'm recording this video, still no clue if it's just, like, an emblem or some strange coins or exactly what's going on. Alright, so once you get up in here, kind of pass through. Nice to keep your Sparrow for a little bit more of speedy movement if you can. Makes things go a little faster. This might not be much faster, but we'll try it anyway. Alright, once we get inside, I'm going to get off because there are going to be enemies in here. Not my best throw, but what we need to do is actually go up in here. And then head this direction. So skip over this one. We're going to head through here and go to the big old brain. And this is kind of the way you do, I can't remember if it's the strike or the battleground. It's been a minute since I've gone through this whole area. Again, could speed this up. That is a bit of a journey. I mean, I'm down here, I may as well shoot a few enemies while I'm down here. Have a little fun. Thanks. We gotta work on falling in style, Buzz Lightyear style. I'm gonna skip over most of this if I can. A quick way to do this. You can fight any of the enemies along the way if you want to. That is your call. I'm just skipping. Now, when I actually get into that room, I might shoot some enemies, just because it might make it easier to search around real quick. Yeah, put this thing at an end of a strike and everything else is right next to a loading zone. Does seem fair, doesn't it? There we go. All right. Let me plink off a few of these guys. Oh, it's right here in front of you. Yeah, so easy to find. So if you can get down here, you'll have the chess piece looking at his head right here in front of you for a bishop. That's the whopping 2 that are on Europa. Now, when you're in the Mausoleum, there's a secret in here, and you need enough of these secrets that will actually drop the chess pieces. So whichever location you're in, you're trying to do what secrets you can. This one is pretty easy. So you got these little take-in orbs. This one's always weird. You just have to find the right angle for it. Why are you being strange? So yeah, that one spawns. That guy. This one over here that's underneath this big tentacle. Much easier to get the guy to spawn. And all you're going to do is kill all 4. And then I think an elite spawns, but that'll be up higher. So these 3 are here. So from like the boss location, almost where you're picking your buff, turn to your left, and in this kind of opening right here, underneath this big long tentacle here, go down 1 and back. You'll find an orb back here. Gotta actually kill the phalanx that spawns. And then the last one is a little higher up. And that should be considered one of the secrets. You also see on the screen something strange is near, up above the Nether Explorer text. You'll see that occasionally as well, if you're looking for secrets that qualify, I think. So the final one is sadly removed, but it is up here. And this guy will spawn. And a secret of the Dreadnought has been found. And what that will actually work towards is the secrets. And if you come over here, collect the mysterious chess pieces found within Nether secrets. So if we come over, we should find another one. You're going to pick up your buff. Maybe. We're going to pick up the loot first. If you notice, I got a knight chess piece for that one. And that's just one of the secrets. So you'll have to do 9 of those. You can even repeat them. If you do a few runs and you do the same secrets, they will still count. So what I'm going to do is if I go through a couple of the regions and I find any other secrets, I'm going to put those afterwards. I already did the Ravenous, where it's the Thrall to the Acolyte to the Knight. That'll be the next one. If I find any others, you'll see them right after this. All right, so one of the secrets you're going to be looking for is the Ravenous. So if you're in the Hall of Souls, You're going to be towards the right-hand side of the Court of Orcs. You're going to see this guy called the Ravenous. You want him to follow you all the way inside, so I would clear it out first because you kind of got to kite him just a little bit. And you've got to have him eat the worms that are under this platform. That'll turn him into an acolyte, and then have him follow you outside. And then he'll turn into a knight, and then when you take him out, then you're going to get the actual secret qualification here. So here's the worms he's looking for. Works out that I've got one of these sitting here. Get him close enough, he'll wander over. Then he's going to turn into an acolyte, which is nice because he follows you faster. So just shoot him like once or twice. You don't actually kill him. Get him angry enough, he'll probably start to follow you, though. Keep coming up this direction, and then once you get outside, head to the right. Usually what I'll do is just jump over this thing and try and pull him up here. Just a walk through a voice dialogue. He will crouch down and kind of stop, so I'll just get to the other side, give myself a little bit of space to shoot him once he turns into a knight. There you go, now you got the Ravenous Knight. Give him a shot or two. Pretty easy to take out. And that'll work. And I think I've done this one already. Well, I may have done it twice now, so either way, that just any of those type of secrets will be the ones that count. I'll try and point out a couple of others. As you're going through any of the locations, you may occasionally see the little floating Toland taken ball. That's one of those that should count for the secrets, so if you just kind of trace it around where it goes, looks like it's going in there, so I can go over here and jump on this. Looks like it's going over into this corner area. And if you just kind of follow whichever direction it goes, one looks to be going over this direction. And usually once you trace it down, it'll like go down. When it goes down, it's typically going to create a chest. And on this one, it seems when you open the chest, it should count for a chest piece. So you can do some of the other secrets as well, but if you do 9 of the Toland balls, you should be good. So another one of the secrets is here on the Trenchway when you're on the interior section over here on this far side with this kind of amber colored lighting. You'll see this little kind of, I don't know, basically it's a little plate that you can light, and there's 3 of them you can investigate. Something similar to this in, I want to say, the Mausoleum. This one just spawns a bigger enemy, basically. So you've got that one across the way, you've got these 2 over here. Now, I did summon the boss, so if it glitches for some reason, forgive me, but it should spawn a big ogre, and this should be considered one of the secrets. So when you're going for chest pieces, when we open the chest, we should get a nice little win here. So he's got a little bit of health, but not too bad. Even a machine gun will take him out. Just be fast about it, because he will try and push you off the edge. And then when you open the chest for the secret, which should be right up here, you'll be able to get your orb collector, but also when you open the chest, as you're collecting secrets, you should get one of those as well. So that is the secret. You may have seen it before, but this is for the chest pieces. This is the Ogre in the Trenchway. Alright, so in the Court of Blades, there are 3. I'm going to show you where they are in each boss room, which is probably going to be mid-combat, so sorry if it's a bit hectic. Alright, so if you're looking for the chest piece in this room, which is like the one with all the tentacles, and it's the one that's really on the dreadnought, what you want to do is kind of just get a little elevation, come back here to the spawn portal, and you just want to make sure you go above the portal. Your chest piece will be right up on top. That's the first one. Got a queen on that one. Alright, so if you're on the IO one, what you need to do is from the starting location and kind of direction, turn to your left. And you're going to come back here behind this pipe that goes to the ground. And it's crouched right down here on the ground. Alright, so if you're in the ice cavern, you need to find the one that's on the far left-hand side, probably from where you spawn. Let's see if I can get over there real quick. And again, typically just what you're looking for is to watch your radar, so you can see it's tucked back here. And again, it's right back here. So if the boss is here, facing the boss, it's behind the left-hand pillar. And it's this little pawn sitting right up here. Hopefully I don't die trying to pick it up. There we go. That's the one in your ice room. Now, one comment I saw was you have to buy a rune that is linked to either Path of Ambition or Path of Resolved. I couldn't tell exactly which ones those were. Maybe they don't show up all the time. This one did technically work for me. So if you see this one this would be potentially one to pick up. I think I was on Ambition at the time, if I remember correctly, but I did switch at some point. But again, just try buying some runes. Try and buy all the different ones that you can on the runs that you do. Eventually one will work. Now, I'm not entirely sure if platinum is required. We did get platinum on this run, but if you do finish a run of Quarter Blades, you should get one chest piece from just actual completion. Again, not sure if platinum was required, but we did get platinum on ours. So I already did the 3 for Ambition, but I switched back to Resolve, and this is the stuff I'm talking about. It's these things on the ground for Resolve, and then the ones for Ambition you can literally just walk over and consume. But if you shoot these, notice you'll pick them up. And I actually got 1, 2, 3 by picking up the 3 separate pieces, so that's kind of a benefit of doing Resolve first. You'll get it done early, and then if you're trying to wrap up the other one, you've got that as well. Okay, you should have seen everything. If you needed timestamps, they should be there, but you should have 55 at this point. You've got the 24 from the Nether, the ones I described, the 5 from Court of Blades, the 11 from around the world. You've got the 9 secrets, so just as you're running through the Nether, your secrets, and then just the consumable pickup things you can get for a little bit of reputation. The first 3 on each of the paths, you can get 3 chest pieces from those. The final 5, to my understanding, come from the Drifter. Now, some people say they got 1 or 3 or 5, and you'll notice you're going to get 13 strange coins. So you do want to make sure you're not at the cap for strange coins when you go to turn this in, to make sure you have space for those. I know that doesn't sound like the biggest deal, but my guess is this is the start of either a quest chain or something like that. There's going to be something more to this, so it is probably not a bad idea. It could be part of the fate of the Edge of Fate, like the expansion coming. It could be part of Rite of the Nine. Not entirely sure, but you've got some time, not much else going on in Destiny, so you may as well figure all this stuff out. Now, I'm at 55, and I'm over here by the Drifter, and to my understanding, you should be able to get 5 from him. So we're going to go ahead and go in here. And you've got misplaced trinkets. So if I click on this, we've got 1,
I left this system years ago. Careful with that.
2,
With my crew. Wasn't meant
3,
to made it back. Be smart with
4,
this.
and 5. So that is all 5. So I think basically the way this works is as you work on kind of checking boxes, doing other stuff, he's probably going to unlock those kind of trinkets depending on what you're doing, whether it's the secrets or Ambition and Resolve or the Nether or Court of Blades or Offworld. So those are 5 different things, and I got 5 different trinkets. Kind of seems to add up. Once you get all 5 of those, then you're going to be the 5 or 6. But yeah, so 5 different things. Check all those boxes, you get 5 from him. Total of 60, and again, you do get your 13 strange coins. So, does that sound like the biggest deal in the world? Anything you need to rush for? Probably not. But if you are going for secrets and completion, that's not a bad thing to go after. And my hunch is this is the start of something. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it's for. But when it comes to Edge of Fate, which that's going to be May 6th for the reveal, Rite of the Nine is going to start on the 6th as well. I will be out of town for that, but I will do my best to try and get something out for it, so stay tuned on the channel. But for now, that's all 60. So hopefully this was helpful. If you found it beneficial, please drop a like below, subscribe, share it with other people, and, you know, if you find the guide beneficial, drop a link to it in other places where people are looking. Thank you guys very much, and stay tuned. Lots of coverage coming from me for my Expedition 33, Clair Obscura, that review. Doom is coming down the line, and a couple of other things. So lots of stuff to come from me. Hope to see you back on the channel.